All right, y'all. So this is the second video of our talking. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 2K subs. We're going to react to some videos here. The first video we have is from the Pure Hoops Media channel. And Monica McNutt, she's killing it. And Sydney Brunson, a legend.
Yeah, shout out Monica. Monica has been everywhere. People gave her flack for not liking her calling the South Carolina game. But shout out to her. Like people were dragging her on social media about calling that South Carolina game because they just didn't like it. But Monica McNutt is everywhere. So
Monica McNutt, this
why,
is
hold
her
up. Why they didn't like her calling the South Carolina?
I guess they felt like because that South Carolina game was on FX.
Fox.
Was it? It was on what? Was it
Fox.
FX or
I believe it was
FS1?
So they
FS1,
just used to ESPN people calling it, and they were just giving her flack online, like saying like, why they get the Family Dollar commentators to comment. Like people were going in. They really were. They were going in on, and it did sound a little different. Like Monica McNutt sometimes is a little bit kind of like when she calls games, she doesn't sound as professional. Like as like the ESPN commentators, but I thought it was fine. Like I was fine with it. Like,
but the gag, she is an ESPN commentator.
Yeah, like and that's I don't know what kind of contract she got because I be seeing her on everybody's platform.
She on Sports Center, everything.
Yeah.
Monica's killing it. Like I said, we love to give Black women their flowers on this channel. But yeah, here we go. Quick hitter.
And it wasn't just Monica; it was the other lady that was calling it with her too. That they were. But go ahead.
All right, cool. Let me know if y'all could hear it, if you need me to turn it up, blah, blah, blah.
This is the quick hitter version of Bucket Sports and Blocks. I'm Monica McNutt. My co-host King McClure is out this week. But our guest on this week's podcast is basketball play-by-play artist Cindy Brunson. And we discussed—
Where did Monica McNutt play basketball at? Quickly.
Georgetown.
Couldn't tell you.
Terrell ain't know. I knew Rashad knew.
Well,
team selection for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, missing a very important player. The hottest topic in women's basketball, which is the Olympics. And Nika misses the roster again. You're not only are you a women's basketball fan and WNBA fan, like I'm thinking Stanford and Pac-12, like Nika's from that side of the world, the whole bit. What went through your mind when the announcement came down?
I was stunned silent almost. I was ready to go to the WNBA All-Star game in Las Vegas and watch the WNBA All-Stars play Team USA and pick out my Nneka Ogwumike jersey. I was that invested. When I found out she wasn't on the team, I put my tickets back on sale on StubHub and I canceled my flight. This is wrong. She is the only MVP to not make an Olympic team. And Candace Parker phrased it beautifully. I won't swear here, but there's a reason why we always keep going back to there's something political at play or there's some other thing amiss here. And it just shouldn't be the case. Nneka Ogwumike is the face of the WNBA. The president of the union that negotiated the recent collective bargaining agreement. She was on the front of racial and social justice.
Now, why Joel turned off his camera? hey, for y'all that don't know, I could do this since we're on Zoom. I could pause it every now and again. See, like I said, we talked before earlier this week, and we said these. Terrell and I said these exact same points. We watched the Candace Parker video together where Candace Parker called it out for what it was, and we repeated the exact same Candace said, and Joe was livid. And it was bad. So we decided not to put it out. So but yeah, man. So it's just funny seeing Sydney Brunson say what Terrell and I were saying literally a couple of days earlier this week, just in a much more calm voice. And Joel is like, I agree exactly what she's saying. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
This in the bubble. An Olympic team without her is just less than. And it doesn't have to be that way.
And I'm listening to you rattle off her accolades. I knew them, but hearing them again, it almost feels like an Olympic team without her is un-American. Is that too strong?
No, that's why I put my tickets back up for sale. I just, and I'm jingoistic. I want Team USA to win a 7th gold medal, and I'm very happy for the people that made the team, especially the 3 Olympians from the Phoenix Mercury. Yay, Skylar Diggins! I can't wait to see her ball out. But yeah, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart a lot when somebody
Call a spade a spade. Won't nobody just say it?
all the practice.
Like, they dancing around it. Like, political and other things. Won't nobody just come out and just say what they really want to say?
Ain't that what I say? It's un-American. Didn't I say that it's I didn't say un-American. I said it's a tragedy to America. Like it's a shame to America. I said something like that. But anyways, let's continue.
And has been on the grind for the last 5 years for this opportunity. And it's not like she hasn't earned it with her skill set on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is at play? And it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. In an odd way, I am glad that this has become part of the mainstream conversation in sports, at least amongst basketball, because it's worth our attention. And listen, I'm not of the camp of just throwing Nneka on there because she is the NBA PA president. She deserves it when you look at the basketball she's played. I do understand that she's injured. And quite honestly, Cindy, I was at, okay, let's break this down. Diana Taurasi is the GOAT. She is currently injured. And Nafisa Collier, to me, has plenty of time. Like, I text.
Wow.
Keep it playing, please. Keep it playing.
Somebody is going to church. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Can y'all keep it playing?
Hey, we can play it. I'm just saying, hey.
Like, keep playing. Because
It
she's about
just
to
sounds
say
something
else.
similar to what I heard. It's just, I don't know, maybe. Terrell, am I tripping? You were there too.
Can we play it?
Am I just making up things in my mind?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
We about to get back to the video.
Like, don't stop it.
She's a good friend. But Elena is also similar to Simone Augustus in that she was keenly aware of the spot that she was holding when she started to think about retirement.
Right.
Now, I am not putting retirement on DT or Sue Bird. I do think that if there was ever an excuse to use an injury, it may have been this year for DT. But even if you say DT, Sue Bird still have earned that, to me, Collier is a little bit out of place. That is Nneka's spot.
I was thinking Atkins myself.
Okay.
That was a name that jumped out at me like, ooh, resume?
Mm-hmm.
Ariel Atkins.
Mm-hmm. But when you put it on paper and put Nneka and Atkins, because I took the guards out of it because of the position.
Yeah.
I looked to the big bodies more.
Exactly.
Because of that. So DT, I don't think there's anything that could get in the way of her and a 5th gold medal. I mean, if she has to wear some sort, if she's out there in an iron lung, she is going to help Team USA. You feel me? She is not going to be denied. And Sue Bird, they have earned that right, I feel. And so I don't have a problem with them. And Diana is supposed to be able to play. She's supposed to come back Sunday for the Mercury if everything works out with doctors and whatnot. So she should be.
Can we react after it gets done? Can we please react after it gets done?
I don't know. Is it me or did that kind of sound like a contradiction? Like, I don't know.
All right, wait, hold on, Terrell. Joel had a request to wait to the end.
Because I've already watched the whole video, so I'm just like, just watch the whole video first before y'all say anything.
All right, I'm about to press play.
Okay.
Working her way back, and the medical on Nneka was the same, that by the time Tokyo came around that she was going to be healthy. So with all of that in mind, again, I go back to the thought of it just doesn't sit right with me.
Wait, hold on, what's she say?
Back to the came around that she was going to be healthy. So with all of that in mind, by the time Tokyo came around that she was going to be healthy. So with all of that in mind, again, I go back to the thought of it just doesn't sit right with me.
Agreed. From what I've been able to read, and I kind of like to.
Now, where did Joker come from? All right,
he just pops out of nowhere.
This is worse. This Nneka situation. This is worse than an omission. This is a straight up betrayal from what I've read, because She left a lot of money on the table that she could have earned last summer to participate in some USA basketball events with the sort of unspoken assumption, promise, whatever, that she was going to be on this team. So she put herself out there. She left money on the table that she could have earned for the team, for the country. And then this, to me, that's just a stab in the back.
Yeah, it's the ultimate snub. It really is, because NECA has done everything that Team USA has asked of her, more than anybody else that is on that roster over the last half decade. And that's another reason why I said, you know what, I will just watch this game from home. I put my tickets on StubHub, and my heart's just not in it because it hurts for NECA.
Yeah. So gosh, let me think back pre-COVID. The Olympic, what is the period before the teams are announced, guys? But like everybody's kind of traveling together and they're doing that tour. What is that team called? Exhibition team, right?
Yeah.
So they were in New York, and they actually came and visited our MSG 150 show at the time, and I hosted the whole segment. NECA joined us, Skylar, Sylvia Fowles. Was it the three of us and me? Yeah, it was the three of them and me. And we had a great conversation. And
I'm sorry, Joe. I like to apologize to Sylvia Fowles in my original reaction. I'm like, Sylvia Fowles, that's a legacy act. Sylvia Fowles, that same night, she killed the Atlanta Dream. So I apologize, Sylvia. You already.
Yeah, I didn't even hear you say that. I would have corrected you if I heard you say that.
I know. The comments got me right.
Yeah, Seal definitely should be on the Olympic team now. Come on now, it's Seal.
But it's 2021, so I was like, maybe it's legacy act, but yeah.
Again, to your point earlier, Cindy,
with respect to Seal,
this ambassador of the game, of the women's game, of the country.
Oh, my bad.
It is an absolute travesty. And I just remember thinking about that conversation with them. They were all so excited and thrilled. Obviously, of that group, Sil is the only one that had already won a gold medal. But they were so excited about the progress that the game is continuing to make, and so much promise about the Olympic team. And the part I think that hurts a little bit more is that NECA is such an upstanding individual, so cool in her approach. Like, I don't know, I may have missed it. I don't know that she's addressed it, but it would be out of character for her to be anything other than classy as this thing unfolds. Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of us are pissed off.
100%. And this is why I have just kind of drawn a line in the sand, because I've already went through this with Candace Parker. I was in Seattle in 2012 at Nike in Seattle, introducing the London team to the world for the first time. And Asia Jones was there.
So pause this for a second, please. Cindy Brunson got this confused. So to the viewer, she's talking about 2016, but she's saying 2012 because Candace Parker was on the 2012 Olympic team, but she's mixing up 2016 and 2012. She's saying 2012, but she means 2016. Go ahead.
And 2012 was London, 2016 was Rio, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yay, Asia Jones, good for you. But as you look back at a roster full of Connecticut players and Candace Parker wasn't there, that's when it started for me. Like, wait a minute, are we really taking the world's best here? And then when Parker does make the team, but she hardly gets any burn in 16, it's like, what are we doing?
She wasn't on the team in 16.
Yeah, she's talking about 16 and 12. She
mixed them up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Holy moly, she's like Kevin Durant now. She can shoot the threes. She can run the floor. What? So yeah, this was for me the straw that broke the camel's back. But what I like about this instance, unlike what Parker kind of suffered through in silence with, except for the very tight basketball community, now the country is going, why isn't NECA involved? Because the game has grown. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I was just about to say, your dirty little secret is out. Selection committee. Yeah. We got to do better moving forward.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Yeah, Bruce, if you got anything else on this, jump in. Otherwise, beyond that, we got lots of W to talk.
No, just that, the selection committee, out of the 5 people on it, Gino's one of them. Kurt Miller, the Connecticut Sun coach, is one of them. And
look, and when I said that, look, I see the comments. Ain't nobody on the Connecticut Sun.
Look, I'm a Connecticut. Y'all know me. I'm dying. Yeah. I don't think there's any connection there. I really don't. Now, the other people he about to say, yeah, But the Connecticut Sun, no. I think people are just that's a coincidence. I don't think the Connecticut Sun, they don't have anything to do with UConn. They really don't. But go ahead. But I think people are just using that because it's the Connecticut Sun, and Connecticut's in the name. But I don't think the Connecticut Sun they're not really affiliated with UConn like that. Now, if it was like a former UConn alum that was the Connecticut Sun coach, it'll be different. But I think people are reaching with that one. Now, everybody else he about to say is like, yeah, I can understand what the rest of the people he about to say.
Okay, so example. So say you have someone like the Joni Taylor, and then like, if she had to pick a team, it's heavy girls from or women from Atlanta, like a Diamond, the Shields type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, there's a lot of Atlanta folks. And, you know, she just happened to coach at Georgia. Georgia ain't affiliated with Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? You know that.
But see, like, I don't know his background. So what if the Connecticut Sun coach doesn't even have any Connecticut affiliations? What if that's just the job that he got? Like, what if he's from Wisconsin?
Joni Taylor's from Mississippi. But
no, not like, Johnny. I'm talking about the Connecticut Sun coach.
I know. I was just giving that.
He's naming him and like Gino. He's about to name like the people that he feels like are
Connecticut people
are being biased toward Connecticut players, and I don't think Connecticut Sun personnel should be included in that group if you're gonna say that.
But there's also a proximity thing, right? So it's like, even if I have nothing to do with UConn, I know what UConn can do because when I go home from my apartment, turn on the TV, the coverage I'm seeing is UConn. So I know like,
it may just do with the fan bases. I mean, the UConn fan base and the Connecticut Sun fan base are the same. So maybe he feels like, you know, maybe that's where it comes in. Maybe the bias comes in with the fan base because it's, you know, my fans are going to appreciate me putting on UConn because all of the Connecticut Sun fans, for the most part, are UConn Husky fans as well. Like that's why Connecticut Sun fans have great, you know, turnout.
If it walk like a duck and quack like a duck, that's just what all.
I mean, I'm gonna give my opinion at the end of the video about all this, and I'm gonna shut everybody down in the world about this bias stuff. But I just want the video to continue to play because I'm definitely gonna shut it down with my take.
You ain't gonna be able to because you gotta remember, man, an opinion is like a butthole. Everybody got one, so your opinion just can't shut everybody's
opinion. Mine is just how the world works, and it's just like let's not act like. I'll say it when we're done.
And even one of Dawn Staley's assistant coaches is Jennifer Rosati, Connecticut Sun president, former UConn player.
Rosati is a former UConn player.
Players are from UConn. There's just a lack of balance here, and it's pretty. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to see that this is just like not quite right.
And you know what? I'm actually glad you mentioned that because, I don't know this for a fact. And Cindy, tell me if you agree.
Then once we start losing gold medals, then
Don and Gino have the most respect for each other, I imagine. I would be very curious as to what the conversations were like with the selection committee with Dawn Staley as your head coach. Like,
and why is Dawn Staley getting more flack for it? She said Dawn Staley was in her interview, and I rewatched Dawn Staley interview. Dawn Staley said in regard to the Nneka Ogwumike decision, she said I'll say it again. She said if we had to make a decision in a couple months, Nneka would be on this team. We had to make a decision today. She said we, meaning that she had some input in this decision. So when people are sitting there trying to act like it's all just Gino, it's a group of people.
How do you know she wasn't overruled? Her decision could have been, I want Nneka.
How do you know Gino wasn't the one in the room saying Nneka should be on the team? We don't know. So everybody's so quick to jump on Gino in Connecticut, but it's like we weren't in that room, so we don't know who said yes for Nneka and who said no.
I'm just saying, just for everything to fall how it is, man, you can't say it's just not fishy. You just can't say.
I'm not saying her leaving. I'm not saying her being left off isn't fishy. I'm saying people blaming Gino in UConn because at the end of the day, like Candace Parker, I get why. If you want to say Gino was at the spearhead of that, I will agree with you because Gino and Candace have a very rocky history. Candace Parker dumped.
Exactly, because you got to think, man, Gino got pulled. So,
but no, what I'm saying,
scratch a certain player off the
Terrell,
list.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that Gino, it would make sense if Gino left Candace off because Gino and Candace have had that past. He does not have that type of gripe toward NECA. I don't believe he does. NECA didn't take nothing away from Gino when she was in college. We won when NECA was at college.
But you also got to think,
She don't got nothing against NECA.
DT was Gino girl, so you got to understand he gonna take her. If he got any kind of say, he gonna take her over NECA.
DT and NECA, that Sue Bird, that's another thing people are getting confused. Sue Bird and DT were going to be on this team whether NECA Ogumake was on it or not. So it wasn't DT or Sue Bird's spot NECA was going to get. It was Ariel Atkins, Lisa Collier, or Chelsea Gray's spot that was going to be.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Then it goes to Nafisa. Like they said, they feel she had time. Like, you new to the league.
Monica McNutt said Fisa, but Cindy Brunson said Ariel Atkins. So, I mean, everybody got their own opinion about who should have been left off and who should have been put on. But what I'm saying is it's not fair to put it all on Connecticut when there's a committee of people, and the coach, Don Staley, also, I'm sure, had some say in it.
You said a committee of people from Connecticut.
He's not from
South Carolina.
Don Staley's not from Connecticut.
No, I said in one person that represents South Carolina.
No, there's only two people on there there's only two people on the other. Jennifer Rosati isn't on the committee. She's on Don Staley's coaching staff. So the only person on the committee from UConn is Gino.
But didn't they say a former player, something like that?
So what? She's an assistant coach. Don Staley's the head coach. Like I'm sure her input don't weigh more than Don's.
But if I'm coaching for Michigan, but I went to South Carolina.
At the end of the day, nobody's there, so people need to stop assuming that Gino was the only person in that room that said, let's not put NECA on this team. Like, I'm sure he was not it was not only one person that did not want to leave NECA.
Of course it wasn't just him.
Everybody on that committee should be taking flack, not just UConn. Everybody should be taking flack for leaving NECA off, not just Gino. That's not fair. Like Gino, we don't know that Gino was the only person. If Gino was the only person in that room on that committee saying Gino should be on the team, she would be on the team. She would be on the team.
Gino was like the Godfather, man, right now, and he give the word, man. You snub.
Gonna put it on UConn and
Gino. The
Gino.
word, you snub, man.
It's easier for people to put it on UConn and Gino because people don't like to think and use their brains. But if you think and use your brain, you would see that it's more than one person in that room. And guess what?
We just all stupid, Joe. We just all making.
No, I'm not saying I didn't call anybody stupid. So if you're calling yourself stupid, then I mean, hit dogs holler. But all I'm saying is, even if Gino said that he doesn't think NECA should be on the team, he was not the only one in that room and on that committee. And all I'm saying is the other people in that room should be held to the same accountability as we don't even know. Like I said, we don't even know if Gino was the one that said that NECA shouldn't be on it. But let's say he was. He wasn't. I'm sure he was not the only one who had reservations about NECA Ogumake. And I believe also Don Staley was one of those people who, because she said it out of her own mouth, she said, if we had to make a decision in a couple of months, NECA would have been on this team. It had everything to do with us having to make a decision today. That's what Don Staley said in her interview. But people don't go back and can research before they start talking.
But I'm just saying, if Gino, I'm just saying, we just using a if scenario. If Gino did say, I don't want NECA, do you really think Don Staley gonna get on TV and be like, yeah, he didn't want to, he told us he didn't want to want it?
But that's
she just gonna snitch him out?
What I'm saying, Terrell. You're getting it confused. What I'm saying is, if Gino and Don Staley both agreed, if Gino and Don Staley both agreed on NECA not being on the team, you don't think it's not, so you're telling me that it's fair that if both of them agreed that she shouldn't be on the team, or
listen,
and I'm using those two. Don should take flack. Don should take flack too. That's what I'm saying.
I look at it like this. If Dawn did want it, even if Dawn didn't agree with Gino and wanted a NECA, she's still not gonna come on there and be like, "Yo, me and Gino bump heads. I wanted a NECA, but he did."
I don't think she would.
She's gonna give the PC answer. She's gonna be like, she's gonna give that little answer everybody want to hear. That's gonna keep.
No, she's not. I've seen Don Staley very.
She's not gonna ruffle no feathers.
Very blunt. Don Staley is not.
I wanted a NECA.
Don Staley is not no punk, not no yes woman. Like Don Staley, if Don Staley really, really felt like NECA should have been on that team, and she felt like NECA was snubbed, she would have came on there and said, I honestly felt like NECA should have been on this team. I feel like she would have been healthy by the time the Olympics started, and I feel like she should have been on this team. I think she would have said that. She did not say that because she did not feel that. And that's what I want people to realize. Gino was not the only one that left NECA off. Period. I mean, just keep it 100. He was not the only
man.
one.
Like I said, we don't know. We would never know.
We would never know. But it's just easy for everybody to blame Gino and UConn, and it's like, come on now. Some other people had
my opinion
their hands in this too now. Like, it's not just Gino and
UConn. I don't know how many of those people could have voted for NECA, but like I said, I'm not saying it was the case. But if there is any bias, I feel if that man didn't want her on the team, regardless who wanted them on there wasn't going to be too much pushback, and it wasn't going to be too much said in the media, because that's going to be damaging women's basketball. If you got two pioneer coaches beefing about who they wanted on Olympics, they're not going to just put that out there.
Well,
like
it's
that.
not just Don Staley and Gino's input. It's also 3 or 4 other people that's on that committee as well.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people that's Connecticut.
And I'm not going to disrespect those people that don't have an opinion, because I don't know those people, so I'm not going to say. I'm sure those people in that room are just as qualified and know the game just as much as Gino. They may not have accomplished as much as Gino, but I'm sure they're basketball minds too. So I'm sure that they have their own opinions. So I'm not going to sit here and say that they don't. They just be in that room listening to what Gino says. I think it's a collaborative effort. I really do.
Yeah, I believe it's a collaborative effort.
And I think,
like I said, I feel
a collaborative. I don't think one person.
I still feel out of everybody in that room, Gino is going to be big dog, regardless. I mean, if you think you name all the people, what name ring bells the most?
That Gino was the only person in the room that kept NECA off, and I don't think that's right. I think everybody in that room had something to do with NECA not being on the team.
But look, Joe,
I think everybody should collaboratively take some of the blame. That's what I'm saying.
Well, look, Joe, you know where that came from. Like Sydney said, it didn't come from out of the blue. It came from 2016 when Asia Jones makes the team over Candace Parker.
Yeah, it comes from
that's where it comes from. If it's like, if you have a history, okay, this is the second Olympics in a row where something fishy don't happen with the roster spot, whereas one UConn player will be looking at him like, and I know Sid said, with Fee's resume and everything like that, she's more so looking towards Ariel Atkins as opposed to, Fee. But, Monica and Bruce is kind of inferring they're looking at Fee as that one player for NECA. So, I mean, it's not coming out.
That was my, I had my UConn fan hat. My UConn fan dial turned to more, I had it turned a little off. Now I'm about to turn my UConn fan all the way back up and say, who cares? Come to UConn if you want to be an Olympian, period. I don't care if it's biased, because at the end of the day, if these other coaches, like Muffin McGraw, Pat Summitt, if they were in Gino's shoes, you don't think that they would look out for their players? They absolutely would. And a prime example of that is when it comes to certain UConn players who don't get player of the year, who don't get put on All-American teams because too many UConn players are on the ballot already, as we saw with Morgan Tuck. It happens to UConn players all of the time. So do I have any sympathy?
That's why it all comes down.
Do I have any sympathy for Gino looking out for his own? Absolutely not.
That's why
come to UConn. Come to UConn and you can be an Olympian.
That's why it all comes down to.
You might not make the team. And it's
That's why it all boils down to it shouldn't be all Connecticut people or connections on the committee. They should spread it out.
It's not all Connecticut connections are on the committee though. Like Gino's the only person from UConn on that committee. It's one Connecticut Sun coach, and the rest of the people on the committee are not from Connecticut at all. They're not Connecticut people.
But aren't they employed in Connecticut? I mean, they're coaches, right, for the Connecticut Sun, right?
No, not the whole committee. Only one part. It's 5 people on the selection committee.
Okay.
It's Gino, and there's I think one coach from Connecticut Sun, and there's 3 other
Miller, the head coach.
They're from different parts. So that's what I'm saying. It's a more of a the narrative is being painted. And I get it, but like I said, I'll turn my UConn dial back up. Who cares? Like we see it in tons of programs, and we see it in tons of we see it in some people.
Of course, you not.
It's no different from you. It's no different than you looking out for your cousin.
Of course, you don't care because it's not affecting. It's not affecting the players that you like and you feel deserve.
Good. We don't care. We going to the Olympics regardless. Y'all can keep talking about this. We're gonna be in Tokyo. We don't care.
All right, want to watch the final minute.
Let me say this, Rashad, because I didn't get this out. The reason why UConn fans like me don't care is because when stuff like the Morgan Tuck stuff happened, and we were on social media talking about it's not fair, and nobody from other schools or no other player. I didn't see Chiney Ogwumike and Candace Parker talking about UConn players that have been left. So guess what? We don't care on the other side of things. And that's why Tina Charles ain't said nothing. Diana ain't said nothing. Sue ain't saying nothing. Nope, none of the UConn players have said nothing because guess what? It happens to us too, and nobody else cares. So guess what? We don't care on the other side of things. We don't care. So y'all can talk about this all summer. We gonna be in Tokyo.
Pause. Let me pull out my violin for the UConn players. Please, can we get a violin?
You don't need no violin for us, man. We gonna be in the Olympics. We in the Olympics.
Thank you. Thank you.
We don't need no violin. And we don't see the rest of the world. See, y'all cry, make these big narratives about it. We say what we gotta say and keep it moving. But everybody wants to make it a national story. But y'all didn't make the Morgan Tuck stuff a national story when she got snubbed. So
I could see if I was crying. I could see if I was crying for somebody, you know me, as far as in that's on my Gamecocks. But I just feel there's people out there that deserve to be there. And I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to say Sue Bird don't deserve to be there. But damn, how many years they've been going to the Olympics?
Oh, well,
this is the fifth one. That's 20 years, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't.
That's the perk of going to UConn. At the end of the day, she went to
UConn. You can't use that high IQ narrative.
They on the Vince Carter plan.
Yeah, you done been in.
Not even using that though.
I'm
keeping it plain and simple. If you want to be an Olympian, you need to go to UConn. If you choose to go somewhere else, guess what? You just might not be an Olympian. Oh well, you should have went to UConn.
I got 2 points. One is
at the end of the day, UConn. You work at UConn for 4 years. These other
Well,
places.
if they get some of those, if they get those UConn people off the committee, it wouldn't be so simple as just come to UConn, because they wouldn't be on there to be selecting nobody.
I'm saying that because y'all feel like
so it's the bias, man. UConn won all those championships, so they was like
bias in that we're like UConn fans are like not admitting that it's UConn bias. So that's why I'm saying, oh well, you should have came to UConn. Oh well.
Come on, when Gino walked in the building, it's like King Joffrey walked in. He got the rose petals being thrown in front of his plate. He got the red carpet. It's all good for him.
As long as you know.
I got two.
When Gino went in Paige Bueckers' house, he was like, "Hey, you want to be an Olympian? Don't go nowhere else. You're gonna be like Nika Ogwumike. You're gonna be like Candace Parker." Don't want to be an Olympian.
That's not funny. I'm not laughing at the expense of them jokers.
Ogwumike thought they was being. Oh, we gonna do what we want to do. We ain't coming to UConn. Oh, Gino, we got something for that. Just wait a couple of years. We got something for that. How dare you turn down UConn? How dare you?
I got two.
How dare you turn down UConn?
And you know what? You know what? Gino Petty behind Pie said that. You know what? You probably just took the words right out of Gino's mouth. He probably was saying that when he was in the committee. Oh, you didn't want to come to UConn?
And y'all know
all right.
A part of me deep down knows that all of this is true. And I love it because that's why I love Gino, because he's petty.
You know what? I'm glad you admitted it.
We finally got him to admit it. Oh my God!
We finally got you to admit it.
Oh my God!
No, this is true. I don't care. That's the part I just turned back on. I don't care if it is UConn.
Hey, I got.
Now you went to UConn.
I got two things.
Now you're keeping it 100. Now you're keeping
Gino
it 100.
recruited.
That's all I've been waiting for.
Gino recruited Nika Ogwumike, and Nika Ogwumike turned him down, and he just wrote it in his little notepad. Wrote it down. Okay. You just keep it for a rainy day. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the first time I heard Joe like really say something like objective. Like, but
yeah,
anyway,
you know what I'm saying? Look at I've been waiting.
Okay. I got two random things. First thing, y'all remember when Condoleezza Rice was on the college football playoff committee selection committee? Yeah. That was the first one. The second one was what was the second one? We were talking about Gino and the thing and I forgot the second point. Anyways, y'all want to watch the last minute of this video?
Yeah, let's catch this last minute.
Blemish on her and this opportunity. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing is just.
Yeah, that's really tough for me. And I mean, look, we can't take anything away from Connecticut, right? Gino has put 42 women into the WNBA. It's not like they're terrible players when they leave that school and play professional basketball, whether it's here in the
42
or around the world. But the slant,
Bruce rolled his eyes.
you look at the
Hater.
scales of justice.
Hey, hold on, let me see that.
And, you know, whether it's here in the United States or around but the slant.
They gonna be hating, man. They be hating.
Hey, look. He's out there. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna play that one more time. You know, I don't get to rewind on the low.
I catch stuff like that all the time. People be hating.
We gonna let it go. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Scales of justice.
Bruce probably mad Gino turned him down for an interview.
Blue and white colors of the Connecticut Huskies. So I thought for sure if anybody's resume could trump anything, it was NECA's. And when that didn't happen,
well, you thought wrong.
I was done.
If you'd like to hear more fantastic
Yo, shout out to my,
you know, I speak for all UConn fan nation. Like we don't care. Like we're not being sympathetic for none of them. We're not being sympathetic for Nika. I love Nika Gumake, by the way. And when I'm not just saying it, like the way Nika and Shanae Gumake have carried themselves as women, as Nigerian women, I've always been fans of theirs. So like her not making the team, like it does suck. Yes, please go to that. But at the end of the day, do I have sympathy for it? No, because nobody ever has sympathy for the UConn players that get left off of stuff. And it happens all of the time.
Terrell, anything from you before this gets started?
No, I just some things is better left unsaid.
And I don't care because I'm a UConn fan. Why would I care if it's biased against the team I'm for?
I'm just glad we just finally got you to admit something. It was like pulling teeth. We finally got
me. I was like, there's a little part of me that does know that it's true, and that's the part of me that I know Gino's petty. He's like me. Like I'm the type of person. If you do something to me, I may not get you back tomorrow, but I'm gonna get you back eventually. That's how Gino is. So I can't be a hypocrite and say, like, that's just how, and a lot of people in life are like that.
I'm glad you know that.
But in this NECA situation, I really don't believe in my heart. I think Gino loves NECA. I don't think he like I know Gino probably don't care for Candace Parker like that, but I don't think he had those feelings toward NECA. No, I don't.
I'm super excited it's finally here. I know the committee has done
the next coach of the Portland Trailblazers.
Chill out.
Hey, I love Dawn Staley, man, but I don't know, man. I don't know about.
What'd you say, Terrell?
I said I love Dawn Staley, man, but she make me a little nervous with our future for her. I don't know.
Why you say she make you nervous?
Because, like I said, that opportunity to go coach men's basketball is like, ain't too many women gonna turn that down.
But look, you got to look at the kind of, I don't want to sound like it, but the waiting line, quote unquote. Like I know for the New Orleans job, Teresa Witherspoon's in the running. Okay. If anyone, I think that's the best opportunity there is right now for a woman to get one. And then Portland, I think Becky Hammond, like you said, we talked about this in the one that didn't get uploaded. Becky Hammond will probably get that Portland job before Dawn Staley.
Right.
But the thing is, if Becky get the Portland job and she does well, Teresa gets the New Orleans job, she does well.
My computer on 14%, so we gotta.
Okay. That'll make the whole league pop. Then now you got women coaches in
there.
Can
you fast forward to the part that she starts talking about NECA?
I don't know what part of it. I ain't never seen this video. What
I have.
So,
go right. No, go back some. Go back to like 4. Yeah, I think it's like right there.
What we must do is rely on trust the players and rely on them to do what they've done all Olympic season long. They've done it for years, and you have to trust that the players are able to execute.
Thank you. And next we'll go to Joe Gorshaw with West TV.
Hi, Dawn. Joe Gorshaw, WIS TV. Hope you're doing well this morning, and congratulations on the win over the weekend. I'm curious, you have all this Olympic experience, you have these newcomers coming with you. They have experience playing on world stages and big events, but the Olympics has to be different. How would you describe the Olympic venue and how to handle that experience?
Let me look
while
at the
you're competing
comments.
and also try to enjoy
I think it's before this, Terrell.
Comments turned off.
They turned
Rashad.
the comments off. They're not on.
Olympic
My
Games
name
is
is
gonna be
Rashad.
much different than USA
Rashad.
football teams are. Opportunities to familiarize in Vegas, and
Back some.
I mean,
It may be. I'm just trying to make sure it's not before. I think maybe.
That pressure and presented to the team.
I mean, training camp is mid-July. They're motivated. They just want to win, and what that looks like sometimes is a little different. Because
I think it's before this.
top scorers.
Sue and Dee have been there forever, so to speak, with the Olympics and yourself as well.
Let's listen to this part.
These newcomers you have, the first timers led by Asia, what is the biggest thing you need out of them to get you guys where you want to be?
You know, some of these newcomers have played in World Cups. Some of them have been around our USA basketball culture over the past 3 or 4 years. We just want them to do what they've done, and that is when your numbers call is to perform. These are highly competitive, motivated women who they just want to win, and what that looks like sometimes is a little different because all of them are their team's top scorers, top producers. And when you come into a setting like USA basketball,
Yeah. All right. So that's where we already were.
Fall back on.
Is it like the first question she got?
No. It's after. It's after. It's not before. It's after all of this.
So, I do think it's enough on the roster to win a gold medal. We just must do is rely.
memory for some of your players.
This Olympic Games is going to be much different than what younger players have to be ready to do. Relied on us to get us where we needed to go. But there are also some lessons in that. We did have to talk to them about, hey, we're heading into
I think it's after this.
Difficult ones. So we had to enjoy the experience.
It's funny. The journalists probably were like, "Who's going to ask me?"
I think the younger players on this particular team are going to have to play though right away. And I'm looking forward to helping them get through being a first timer because it's a different experience, but it's a good one. But you don't want to miss the boat when your number's called.
Low boat.
Thank you. Next, we have Jeff Metcalf from Phoenix.
Don, you told me that you weren't too worried about Tarazi's injury, that you thought she'd be ready, and it appears she's going to be able to play this week. So just talk a little bit about what she brings to the table, and then also the other two Mercury players, if you can.
Just after this.
I mean, these always going to be able to, beat the odds when it comes to being injured. I think the biggest separation for Dee and probably the rest of the women's basketball world or men's basketball or just the basketball world is she's mentally tougher than probably any player that I've been around. And I also expressed to you, she's going to be ready because she's going to tell her body to be ready. Sometimes your body tells you that it wants to rest, and it probably told her it wants to rest in the form of an injury. But I think it just saved her for being ready for the Olympic Games. I think she wants to be a 5-time.
Terrell.
Rashad.
So translation from all of the people out there, Chanae Agumake, I love you, Chanae. You be beat. I love you, girl. But translation, an injured Nneka Agumake is not an injured Diane Taurasi. That's pretty much what she just said.
She just said, you said, never mind. I don't even want to get into
it. No, people like Chanae were saying, like, if Diana.
Sounds like Tamisha was saying, I wanted her, but Gino didn't. So.
That's not what she just said. That is not what she just said. She said that between Diana and the rest of the basketball world, men or women.
We was going through the list. And I was like, Diana Taurasi and Gino was like, yes, there's no question.
Everybody, so you can't compare her like everybody.
I know that was just a little joke. It was just a joke.
And I appreciate Don Staley for keeping it 100.
This is her second Olympic Games that she's been in the pool, and she finally.
This is it.
I think through her perseverance her play, her
No,
steadiness, the ability to continue to come to training camp.
Who's she talking about? BG?
You know, it's not popular.
Diggins popping? I mean, Diggins Smith?
Nah, this is about
Because she talking about the Phoenix Mercury players.
She's done that over the past.
That was the question.
Hey, Rashad, you know what this clip remind me of?
Yeah, she's talking about Skylar, I think.
For her. Really
What does it remind you of?
You ever seen that movie with Jim Carrey? I think it was called Liar Liar.
I'll shut up, you.
Hold
asshole.
on. I think this might be it.
She not lying. She telling the day.
Congratulations on everything.
Is this the dude?
Past weekend. One of the first timers that you've been around is Asia for more than the other first timers. I'm curious if
It's a female who asked. I think it's Michelle. I think it's Messy Michelle Vopel that asked the question. Messy Michelle gonna always ask something. It's Michelle.
The actual questions that people care about.
Biggest aces,
right?
Just like she did for.
I told you nobody said nothing about NECA up until this point.
First time Olympian is a little older, but what it means to the younger players. And then, I know the coach doesn't pick the team, but in terms of NECA, Gumke was.
I told you it was Michelle, messy Phil. Michelle is so messy.
On this team.
Hold on, Michelle asking the questions that people want to know.
Michelle is messy. It's always Michelle.
That's journalism.
Now hold up. Before you go any further.
11 minutes. Nobody say nothing.
Hold on,
Everybody else,
Joe.
I ain't bringing up NECA. I ain't bringing up. Here goes Michelle.
They scared.
Hey, Rashad.
Yeah.
Rashad, you ever see, like I was asking, you ever seen that movie Liar Liar?
Yeah.
You remember the part where he was in court where he started talking? He couldn't talk because he was lying, and he just started. I could just imagine that.
Liar. Like these movies.
I could just imagine Staley doing that right now when they ask her that question. That's all. But go ahead. Just go ahead.
No, wait, hold on. Hey, look what Don did before she answered. She had to breathe in. She had to swallow. All right, close my eyes.
Let's listen to her answer.
Visa, I've been around them a great deal through these training camps, and I've actually coached.
Go back to
hold on.
Let me hear the question.
Visa,
with Chuck. Michelle Vopel, you're up next. Yeah, Don, I was wondering two things. If you could maybe talk specifically about the youngest players on the team, like Atkinson.
Look, she looks stressed. You see that? She had to wipe the eyebrow, like, oh my God.
So she know Michelle be coming with the
what it means to the
with the real
players.
question.
She putting her on the spot, like, oh.
But in terms of NECA Gumke, was her injury, and as far as you know, the biggest factor of her not being on this team?
She said, "Jesus help me."
Okay. Ariel.
Look at her body language. Look at her body language.
No. She said, okay.
Ariel and Nafisa. I've been around
Michelle.
a great deal through these training camps, and I've actually coached Nafisa.
Michelle's not being messy. She just asking the questions people want to know.
So I'm very familiar with her. And obviously, I feel like both of them carve out a space in which we need younger legs, great basketball on both sides of the ball. I think
this supposed to be your coach. Are you calling her a liar?
The rest of the young
you are what you are.
By doing a little.
I think she's lying right now.
And it's hard when you're that young. You have a tendency to let those younger, those older experienced players do their thing, and you tend to just kind of fall back.
Talking about what Ava Collier.
Look, she freestyling. Look. When someone do this in the middle of the answer, they freestyling.
You tend to just kind of fall back. They fell back, but they also made an impact.
You tend to just fall back.
Younger player to be on a team like this because they're just going to do what they're asked to do and do it at a really high level. So I'm super happy for them. And then, the NECA thing, it really breaks my heart that NECA is not on this team, and it has everything to do with having to make a decision today. I mean, if we had to make a decision a month from now, I'm sure tell me.
That was a bailout.
It does break my heart because I know this is one of the things that she wanted to do, and she came to every training camp. She came to.
Well, then give her dream.
A great voice in our.
Don't work like that, baby. Don't work like that.
We're definitely going to miss that.
But as everybody heard, she said we.
All right, y'all. Y'all want to watch? Joe, how much percentage you got on your battery?
I'm good. I could just go in. I could just I forgot to turn my camera off and just walk to put on the charger.
Oh, I was thinking maybe a couple seconds of looking at Paige's workout on the little thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So you good with that? Since we did
Can we get some Gamecock workouts going on?
We want something with South Carolina because I knew you was gonna say that. I genuinely want to see the video.
It's you found it. It should be on there. Just type in Paige and then type in
it's on Overtime and it's on the Paige Bueckers everything page. But since we watched the South Carolina video, I was like, Terrell should be cool with this because that's the thing you said last time we put up a page thing.
I mean, we watching the South Carolina coach right now.
We watched the South Carolina interrogation that she just didn't want to come out and tell the truth. That's what we watched. We ain't watched nothing worth watching. We watched somebody under pressure.
Are you saying Don Staley are you saying Don Staley is a puppet?
Yes.
Hey, if the strings is fitting, then pull the strings. Goddammit. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I love my
supposed to be a Gamecock fan.
I love listen. I'm not like you.
Listen, man. If he can disrespect Don Staley like that,
can I explain something to you? Can I explain something to you?
Right there, y'all.
Let me explain something to you. I'm a fan.
A puppet.
Listen, let me explain something. I'm a fan, but I'm also realistic. I could call a spade a spade. I know when like I said before, when it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it flaps like it's a duck. Man.
Why does she have to be a puppet though, Terrell? Why can't she just agree
because she just can't come out and shit on Gino and the rest of the committee because that would be detrimental to her career.
It's not about Gino. If Don Staley had an opinion that Nika shouldn't have been on that team, that's her right.
Man, she's not going to listen.
When that's what she honestly felt, how is she a puppet? That's her opinion.
Think about it. How many times have you seen another coach come on an interview on national TV, ESPN, and shit on another coach? I mean, a top coach. I ain't just talking about any coach. You talking about Gino.
You keep saying that she needs to shit on Gino, but I keep telling you that it probably wasn't just Gino that decided.
That would be. Listen,
that's why she's not shitting on Gino because she knows that Gino wasn't the only person.
You telling me if it came out,
how is she gonna shit on Gino?
Hold on, listen.
How is she gonna shit on Gino if her and Gino agreed, had the same thing? Like if me and you agree on something, Terrell, why would I shit on you and me and you agree? If she agrees with Gino, why would she shit on you?
Listen, because what I'm saying is, if she didn't agree, she's still not going to come out and be like, you know what, he didn't want her, I wanted her. I'm gonna have my say in this. She is not going to do that to women's basketball.
I don't think she would have said his name, but I think Don Staley would have definitely said something along the lines of, I think Nneka would have been fine. I think she would have been healthy, and I wanted her on this team. I think she would have at least.
Now, if we could hear an off the record interview, I bet you she'll say something like that.
Y'all be reaching. Y'all be reaching.
No, I'm not reaching, man. But I'm just saying, you got to think.
They didn't want Nneka on the team. Just deal with it. Like
they gotta be PC. Man, you gotta be PC. You gotta be PC on camera if you want to keep your job. You want to stay in the league.
I don't like people when you clearly see that it's proof. I don't like people that's trying to still come up with conspiracies. It's just like
how many coaches you seen? I haven't seen one coach come in the league and buck the system. I don't see no coach come and buck the system on another good head coach and still got a job. I haven't seen it. It ain't gonna happen.
There's no point for any coach to talk bad about another coach because every coach talks their own.
Exactly. I don't say talk bad, but at least tell the truth. If she tell the truth, it's gonna go bad.
Staley coming on there and saying in her interview that she believed Nneka would have been fine is not no coach. That's just giving her opinion. At the end of the day,
that's my opinion on the situation.
One person that believed that Nneka shouldn't have made that team, and people just need to deal with that. It wasn't just one person that believed that; it was more than one, and that's why she's not on that team.
Stop it! You know, deep behind, deep down in your guts, it's a good possibility.
I'm not saying that Gino wasn't the ones that believed that she shouldn't be on the team. I'm just saying he was not the only one. That's what I'm saying. And he wasn't. And Don Staley probably was one of them too. They didn't believe she should have been on that team.
You hear that word you said? Probably. You always remember that. Remember you said that before the whole thing. You said probably.
Nneka not on the team because more than one person didn't feel like she should have been on that team. But anyway, look at Paige in her boot.
Man, look here, man. I don't want to see this crap, man.
Yeah, you don't want to see it because she's gonna be busting y'all ass. Got on the AZ damn. It's
She
all
ain't bust.
got on the
She
AZ.
ain't bust her ass. She ain't bust no ass, man.
Rigs. He got on the AZ hoodie.
We're trying to stay mobile in a chair.
This is impressive. I don't care what nobody say. For a kid this young to be hurt and she doing these type of workouts.
Dribble the ball. It's impressive to dribble the ball while you're sitting down, Joel.
No. Look at the passes that she.
I know. I'm looking. I'm
Like,
joking.
really?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Don't come for
but
Paige.
also,
No, Paige got a whole fandom that'll drag you. So don't come for Paige now.
come on now. Hold on. You must forget. Hold on. I'm gonna let this play.
We did a lot of heavy ball stuff, building up her strength, her ball control.
Oh, he about to bring something where he a Paige fan. I don't want. You can't be no Fairweather Paige fan. You either with Paige or you're not. This is impressive. I don't care what nobody say. This kid is only 19 years old. This type of work ethic, this is what makes him great.
Joe, you must forget, because you be trying this sometimes.
I don't care that you got her. That's what I just said when you walked away. I was like, it don't matter if you a Fairweather fan. You gotta be with Paige. This is impressive. This is impressive right here. Impressive.
Ooh.
I'm hoping to do something like that.
All right, cool. That all I wanted to see was a little glimpse of it. They can't show much. She can't do much else, but yeah, that's
Look
all I
here,
wanted
man.
to see.
I'm down to 5% of battery.
But all right, y'all. That's all I had. But also at the same time, when Terrell was like, "Why can't I watch South Carolina?" I was like, "Bro, because if Zia Cook was hurt in a boot and she had a video come out of her working out while she was hurt, I would want to see that to see the progress. This is UConn's best player in a boot working out on camera, so I want to see how it looks. That's it.
And that
I don't
wasn't
think
even
there's anything wrong with that.
Expensive part. You skipped she went through some tougher drills at the end, but you skipped it. But it's okay.
Oh well.
You can roll your eyes all you want to her. At the end of the day, she's the best player in the country. You can't do shit about it.
I'm not trying to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Nothing about it. You can't do it.
The only joy I get, the only joy I would get is a W, us getting the W and y'all getting the L. That's the only joy. Other than that, all this talk ain't doing nothing.
UConn,
We
y'all
can
are
debate from now until next June 10th or whatever you want to call that holiday.
Paige, you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say until y'all beat us with Paige. Y'all are 0-1.
Or now that's what it is until we beat Paige. So we beat y'all this year. What's going to be your excuse?
Paige.
When we beat y'all this year, what's going to be your excuse? You know you got to come see us in February. Matter of fact, we come in the stores. We're going to come in stores. We're going to come in stores. We're going to come in stores and disrespect y'all.
You haven't beat us.
Listen here, man. Listen here. We're, as far as I'm concerned, we tied up 1-1. We whooped that ass the year before y'all beat us last year. So we good with that. We ain't talking about the Asia Wilson days. We talking about since Aaliyah Boston. Listen, it's a whole new regime.
History. We don't want to bring up the history.
I done told you, man. I can't talk over you. I only can talk to you.
You're straight.
So go ahead, get it out. Get it out.
This also reminds me, Bow Wow Soulja Boy versus is Saturday. If you guys are watching this on Saturday,
Paige Bueckers, y'all have nothing to say. Nothing.
Well, let me know when you're done so I can talk. And when I talk, can I please talk without you talking over?
No, you can't.
Jesus Christ.
It's blasphemy.
You know what? Exactly. Well, it'd be blasphemy.
Same thing every
I'm
time.
good.
Try to bring up y'all only accomplishment, which is beating us in 2019. But then when I bring up all of the ass whoopings we gave y'all before 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, like, oh, you don't want me to bring those up? Oh, he hiding now. Did his phone die? Terrell, are you there? Did we lose you?
Terrell, can you turn your camera back on, please? so we can sign off in a respectful manner.
He know he hear us. He just trying to be extra. See what South Carolina fans do, just being extra. I can be extra because the team I stand for, we won 11 times. The team he stand for only got one letter in his name. Oh, you want to sign off, Rashad? Because the Hawks about to play.
I'm waiting. Yeah, the Hawks, they already playing. They in like the second quarter.
Remember his phone was low.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll sign off. All right, everybody. That was another great night of discourse between South Carolina fan Terrell and UConn fan Joel. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 2K subs. Once again,
insider, please.
Shout out to Monica McNutt. Shout out to Sydney Brunson. Shout out to the whole gang. Shout out to who else? Don Staley. Shout out to Overtime and shout out to Paige Bueckers and Paige Bueckers trainer and AZ Fudd. Yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves. And
wait, before you say that, before you sign on, shout out to Nika Gumake, because I don't think her making an Olympic team should really make her feel like anything that she's accomplished at this point in her career is any less than. It is not, because she's still a great player. Everything that she's accomplished is still intact. She's still going to go down as one of the greats. And at the end of the day, her not being on an Olympic team should not, it doesn't make me look at her any differently as a player, honestly. Does UConn bias exist? Probably. Do we care that it exists? No. So, yeah.
Shout out to Nika Gumake as well. Yeah, take care of yourselves. And until next time, au revoir.